What if Duke Leto had survived the coup? The new film from the Dune universe is coming, and this is a good time to both remember what has happened so far and imagine what could have been. The first film explores the early steps of Paul Atreides' rise and the path that leads him to become Muad'Dib. However, this is a path that only opened after the Harkonnen coup, which took Paul's father's life through the family doctor's betrayal. But what if this betrayal had not been carried out? What if the Duke had survived? Would there be Muad'Dib without the death of Duke Leto? That's what we're going to explore now. Chapter 1, The Unsuccessful Coup. The attempt on the Duke's life was carried out by the family doctor, who sided with the Harkonnen for the promise of freeing his wife. But in our alternative universe, the doctor's betrayal is discovered in time by the Mentat Tuferhawat, who seizes the opportunity of betrayal to set up his own trap for the Harkonnen. The betrayal of the betrayal is only revealed at the last moment, causing the Harkonnen to proceed with their plans and fall into the trap. Chapter 2, The Duke's Reaction. Duke Leto, known as a fair man but hardened by repeated battles and an inflexible upbringing from his father, reacts unexpectedly to the survived attempt. A lifetime of combat with the Harkonnen has left him with pent-up anger, fueled not only by the betrayal within his own house but also the attempt on his own life and that of his son. Chapter 3, Unexpected Alliances. The Harkonnen coup failed. With months to prepare, Duke Leto formed an alliance with the Freemen, promising to definitively destroy the hated Harkonnen. The Sardaukar troops sent by the Emperor were either captured or killed, serving as evidence that the Empire had taken an active part in the dispute between two houses. Besides demonstrating the moral bankruptcy of the Empire, this showed the other major houses that none of them would be safe under this regime. Houses that would have remained neutral are forced to take Atreides' side to ensure their own survival. Chapter 4, Towards Consolidated Power. One of the pillars of the Empire is the fear caused by the Sardaukar troops. However, the overwhelming victory of Atreides' allies on Arrakis showed the universe that not even the fearsome Sardaukar are invincible. Additionally, it presented the formidable and lethal combat efficiency of the Freemen, making it clear that power on Arrakis is subordinate to the power of the desert. And whoever controls Arrakis controls the spice. And whoever controls the spice controls trade. The failed Harkonnen coup was just the first domino to cause the collapse of the entire power structure, now to be controlled by the Duke and his Freeman army. Chapter 5, Changes in Noble Houses. With the spice trade in check, noble houses are forced to take an active role in the conflict. The time to sit on the fence has passed. The Harkonnen control through fear. However, the power of money is greater than fear. Between fear of Harkonnen cruelty and financial ruin, more and more houses take Duke Leto's side in the fight. Chapter 6, Intrigues and Conspiracies. Power is not something easy to let go of. Count Vladimir Harkonnen is more insane than ever, fueled by the hatred of the failed coup and feeling his influence slipping through his fingers. A man who wove intrigues throughout his life knows that it's only a matter of time until the scales tip against him and for his own allies to see him as a target. And the Baron intends to use this time to try to turn the tide or at least take as many with him as possible in his fall. Chapter 7, Unfolding in Arrakis. For the first time, the Freemen find a ruler on Arrakis who aligns with their own ideals. An honorable man, but also ruthless against his enemies. The Duke is quickly embraced as a friend of the Freemen, and the feeling is mutual. Spice extraction reaches unprecedented levels with the active help of the Freemen and their expertise in dealing with the giant sandworms. Spice has never been so abundant. But only in Arrakis. Only Atreides' allies benefit from this new era of prosperity, tightening the noose around the necks of the Harkonnen and the Emperor. Chapter 8, Rise of Paul Atreides. Paul's story takes a different turn. The undisputed leader of Arrakis is Duke Leto, but he still needs a strong voice that reaches the rest of the universe. Paul becomes his father's right hand, always accompanied by Duncan Idaho, bringing the offer of friendship and support from the Atreides to the great houses and imposing frightening defeats with the Freeman troops on their enemies. In this universe, Chaney is only the memory of a dream about a path that was not taken. Chapter 9, Facing the Unknown. With the advance of the Atreides' cause, the Emperor and Count Harkonnen find themselves cornered. Naturally, the next step for the Emperor is to turn against his former ally, going into open war against the Baron to try to secure any measure of support from the Count. Unlike the Baron, the Count is a man of honor and memory. Betrayal will not go unpunished, and the destruction of the Harkonnen is just a lifeline for the Empire. It's a deviation from the plans of the Bene Gesserit that puts the Order in direct opposition to the Atreides' house. The betrayal of Dr. Yu hardened the Duke's heart. The tension between the Duke and his Bene Gesserit concubine becomes palpable. Where does Lady Jessica's real loyalty lie? Chapter 10, The Future of Dune. The victory over House Harkonnen seems complete. The Baron has taken refuge on his home planet and seems willing to fall fighting against the consolidated power of House Atreides. Seeking redemption, the Emperor offers Princess Irulan as the wife of the Duke's heir, his son Paul. But there is nothing as dangerous as a cornered animal. Rabban and Phaedrotha have been unleashed from their leashes by the Baron and now attack the Atreides' home world, bringing death and destruction to a place that had left such matters behind many centuries ago. Irrevocably tied to Arrakis, Duke Leto, his wife Jessica, and their new daughter Alia contemplate how they will shape the universe with their own lives, with blue without white eyes.